What is up, you guys? It's Reptileworks Aquatics. So today we're going to be looking at the Robosnail glass cleaning magnet. I'm pretty much going to go through the setup with you guys, and then I'm going to give you my review on it. Now, I've never even used one of these before. I've never even set one up, so we're going to be, I guess, learning together. But I got given one of these to basically do a review on, and a little setup video and whatnot. So we'll get into the unboxing and see what it comes with, and then I'll figure out how this thing works. So you get your glass cleaning magnet. Okay, so that's the magnet that goes on the outside of the aquarium. It's got little wheels on it. So yeah, that's the magnet that goes on the inside. Yeah, it's got your scourer on it, your very typical type of scourer that all your glass cleaning magnets seem to have. Instruction book, plug, or charging cord, sorry, charging dock, and a battery pack. This little arm which is for the charging dock as well, which I guess I'll explain what that does when I'm setting it up, because it's easier that way. Yeah, that's pretty much everything you get in the box. You can pretty much set the thickness of your glass here. There's a little dial here. So you just set that to whatever thickness your glass is before you use it. Yeah, after that we pretty much have to set it up and let it charge, and then we can use it. We also have to program it too, which I'll explain when we're doing that. Next we've got to put the battery in this big part. You just pop that off like so, quite simple. Put your battery pack in, and take this little cord and plug it into that plug there. Okay, that's in. We then switch this onto the on position, put the cover back on. Alright, battery's in. Next thing, we've got to go and set it up on the tank to charge it and program it. Okay guys, so now it's ready to go. I've got it on the tank, and all we've got to do now is program it. So what you got to do, after you've mounted it on the charging dock, which is stuck to glass, you charge it for 8 hours. It then turns green. When it's done, to program it, you press this button down for a couple of seconds. Pretty much it'll start flashing, so you hold this button down until it starts flashing. Then you let go, the magnet starts to go down. Once it's about 2 inches off the bottom of the gravel line, you press the button at the 2-inch point. It then starts going up. Once it goes up, it hits the surface and senses that, starts to go down again. You then press the button once more, again 2 inches off the bottom. It then remembers all that, it remembers that distance and goes back to the charging dock. And then that's it, it's programmed. From then it will it'll clean the whole front of your tank once a day. Pretty much, yeah, every 24 hours from the time period you've programmed it, it'll just continue to clean every day. So we're going to go ahead and try this. One thing I will mention with this though, that I don't have confirmation on it, I've just discovered it myself. I've read a few forums on this online, no one seems to say anything about it. Even the actual company that makes this, their website doesn't say anything specific about this subject, but I noticed I originally tried this on one of my other tanks, and the magnet's got this little button on top, and I was kind of wondering what that button was for. So, but I didn't think anything of it at the time because I couldn't figure it out, so I just tried it on my other fish tank and tried programming it. It would get to the surface, and because both of my tanks don't have hoods on them, there's no outer rim going across the top of the tank. So it just kept trying to go up rather than sensing that's the top and going down. So that button is the sensor. You need an outer rim to press the button. So if you've got a tank with no hood and no outer rim of any sort, this probably won't work for you unless you customize something so you have an outer rim. This tank doesn't have an outer rim, so I've just moved my lids forward so they're overhanging and mimicking that outer rim that a hood would give. Obviously I'm not going to leave them like that, I'm just doing it for this video, because generally, yeah, it seems like you need a hood or some sort of outer rim for this to work. Anyway, we'll give it a go. So it's flashing, I'll let it go. It should descend, there we go. Press the button. And it's going back up. So you see the button there? That little button is what I'm talking about. You hit the lid like it was a hood, now it's going back down. Press that. The light starts flashing blue. That means it's been programmed. So now it's going to go back to its little charging dock. I think I need heavier lids, it almost took that lid off. And there you go, it's back on its dock recharging. So that's how you program it, minus a few little specifications it seems to need to run properly. If there's anything I'll say straight off the bat that I've noticed with this that is, yeah, a little bit flawed, its charging time is very, very long just to do one clean, which is kind of annoying. Also, when you get this, you only get one strip of Velcro tape to use on this charging dock. I've got it across the top here, there's an allocated spot for it. But as you saw then when it came back to the charging dock, I had to put my thumb here to keep this in place because it runs into the arm and triggers a sensor and then it turns and, you know, charges. But the actual force of it running into the arm when this is only held on by one piece of tape, it almost, you know, it bends this out, like it almost dislodges the charging dock. So I would probably reinforce this with something if you ever get one of these. Use the strip you get up here and maybe put some double-sided tape or some more Velcro tape on the charging arm or something like that, just to keep it more steady. Because I can see over time it eventually just pushing it off your tank. Other than that, yeah, it looks like you do need a hood or have something protruding from the top of the tank, some sort of outer rim to trigger that little button. Otherwise it's not going to sense anything and it's going to just keep trying to go up and it's going to get stuck there and, yeah, eventually just lose power, I suppose. Other than that, those two little hiccups, the programming seemed to go okay. And yeah, we'll just let it charge a bit longer and I'll see if I can get a shot of it cleaning the whole front of the tank. Alright, so now you've seen the Robosnail glass cleaning magnet in action. Yeah, like at the end of the day, I'm going to leave it to you guys to decide whether it's a magnet for you or not. My personal review, there's some good points to it, but there's also some bad ones. It's just very specific to suit certain types of tanks, really, and that's it. It's not very broad. So, like, alright, for example, it can handle up to 10 ml glass and no more. So if you've got a fairly large aquarium, say a 6x2x2 aquarium or something even bigger, like maybe an 8 foot, that tank's going to be 12 to 15 or even possibly 18 ml glass if it's really tall. So this magnet can't handle that. It can only handle up to 10 ml. So like a standard 3 foot, 4 foot, or even a standard 5 foot if it's in 10 ml glass can this will work on. But that's basically it. Can't handle any bigger. I mean, even standard 6 footers can come in 10 ml, so it can handle a standard 6 foot tank, just not a 6x2x2, which is 12 ml. So that's the one of the drawbacks to it, is you're limited on the size tank you can put it on. The other thing that was kind of, I personally found really frustrating, was this little button here. I'm going to spin it around. That little button right there. It's at the top of the magnet. It doesn't really specify to you what it's for, even though it's actually kind of an important thing to know about, because that's the sensor when you're programming your magnet, or when it's just running in general. When it's going up to the top of the water and it hits the set, that button has to be pressed so it can stop and go down. If you don't have a hood, so there's no overhang, there's no border across the top of your tank, or you don't have any bracing that you know, sticks out from the top of the tank a little bit, so this catches on it. If your tank's just completely smooth all the way up and there's no bracing of any sort, and it's an open top tank, you've got no hood, nothing sticking, no outer rim basically sticking out to hit this, it's just going to keep trying to go up, and that's it. It's not going to do anything else. I mean, look, if you have an outer rim of some sort, or you have a hood, ideally it's fine, because it'll hit that and go down. In that case it works fine, but for those of you who have open top tanks, or tanks with no hood and no outer rim of any sort, like what I've got, it was a bit of a pain to get it to work. And the reason it bothers me more than it should is because it didn't specify anywhere. I went online and looked at their online instruction manual of this from the company that makes these. So it's the same instruction manual that you get in the box. I had to go online to find it. Nothing in that instruction manual mentioned what this is and what it's for. So I kind of just had to figure it out myself. But yeah, look, that aside, I think these are quite good if you've got a tank that is within the glass thickness parameters that this can handle. It's a great magnet to use. And again, if you have a hood, well, go for it. You can grab one. But as I said, no hood, no outer rim, that's going to be a problem for you. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on this. I think it's still quite a good magnet. You just got to make sure you've got the right aquarium that this can work on. Give us a like, guys, and if you're new to my channel, give us a subscribe as well. Also, don't forget, to all my subscribers, to click that post notification bell to get notifications when I upload. Cheers, guys. See ya.